know, I would always comment on how, well, they can just rely on Kiin in the top lane, but Sword has really been stepping up in summer, and he's no slouch by any means. So traditionally, one of the advantages that Afreeca could rely on would be the top lane dynamic, but I honestly
don't. Though, as Griffin are now going to make their way out into LoL Park, coming off their 0-2 loss against a fired-up Gen G that we'll be seeing in our second series of the night. This is Griffin.
Is that like a play on Angry Birds?
Next series, it will be the brand new Arcade Kaiser Chromas, and courtesy of your good friend, listener.
Low standards.
Yes.
You know, I don't
certainly like it, but this gentleman is still available, and the Nautilus will be locked in here for Griffin.
I guess that actually is. Oh my God, Pengu.
Oh,
just
look at the
cut
dabs.
the draft talk right now. Let's talk about the real things on our screen, not that.
That's extraordinary. Are you looking forward as far as itemization is concerned, and just how the team fights are going to play out towards the later stages of the game as well? And even on the bottom side, things are already starting off very, very well. Aftershock is going to proc the flash from Senin down to 100 health. The Ignite has been utilized as aiming is going to have to soak that Void Seeker. And Afreeca relegated to being underneath their turret. Now Tarzan's going to come down as well and make it even worse. And
you can just see how far behind Dread is on tempo. He's down 3 camps in terms of speed. Tarzan, he's already here. This wave is very big, and when it crashes, Senin not having flash available, Wall of Pain comes out.
Yeah, they're looking for Senin. They know that he's the one that doesn't have his flash available, but they're not going to go for it.
He is, and with so many of these champions on the side of Griffin just being so much weaker at this stage of the game.
The kick flash comes out. Chovy uses the Q to close distance. Requiem comes in though, and it's going to be enough. That's First Blood going over to the Carthus with some real interactive gameplay. 1 minute's time, and then we might have some more action here. On the map is okay. Afreeca Freaks have gone for it. Lahens goes golden at exactly the right time, however. And we're not going to find anything. Depth Charge gets a lot of work done as Sword trying to dive through here. Viper into the backline. The Requiem's going to come down as aiming. Not able to time his stopwatch that well. The Requiem doesn't get a lot of joy as Chovy off on the backside. Senin not going to fall just yet as Dread's actually able to pick up the kill on the Kaiser. Okay, now it's Ucal's re-engage time. Puts up the wall. Lahens one more would have done it. He's not going to find it though. Tarzan able to take down the Gargoyle, but now Griffin are all spread, trying to get out of here as Chovy turns up. Kiin doesn't land the Shock Blast, and Ucal the only one with a health bar here. That's what happens. You get bored, it's the lull state, and you're like, well, I'm just going to look really smart right now. As lands, he doesn't. He's going to be going down as aiming picks up that kill. Golden is Dread. That's going to keep him alive as Tarzan tagged, and Ucal flashes for it. Heroic entrance comes down. Ucal's going to go into his Zhonya's. And Viper going for the 1v1, not going to find it, but not going to die as well. And now the Afreeca Freaks, they have an opportunity to head towards this Baron Sword very late to this party.
It looks like they're potentially wanting to start it. We'll see if they do. They have started it. They have the Mountain Drake, which can accelerate.
Yep, they also have the Infernal Drake as well, so a bit of extra damage coming out of that. At the same time, aiming at Ucal, relatively low as far as the health bars, but Senin can tank this one for days. Sword not going to be able to help steal this because Dread is in that pit, has the smite, and that's a free Baron. Going over to the Afreeca Freaks, just choosing their moment, and he's casting the Chrono Shift. I don't know, it's pretty obvious that he's a chicken gargoyle. As our Dread, it's pretty obvious that he's getting encaptured by Griffin, easily able to pick that one up. Not entirely sure what.
Though. Teleport coming in deep.
That is a really deep teleport.
That's
from
a Leroy.
Sword. Yeah, he goes over.
Here it comes.
The ward as well. So Afreeca Freaks, they know what's going on here. True Shot Barrage, so much damage, and the kickback gets Sword out of this battle until they want to take him down. He's in a 4 versus 1 scenario. Ucal also having to deal with a 1 versus 3, but the Afreeca Freaks, they just switched it on before Griffin even had time to. And now Kiin has found Tarzan, he's found Chovy, he's found Viper, and you thought that 1 versus 3 is generally a bad thing. That is going to be a Requiem utilized, and mostly out of tilt by the looks of things from Tarzan.
I think that whole fight was out of tilt. That was the most Leroy Jenkins Aatrox.
So those Shock Blasts need to be respected. That tower just melted, and now Lahens Not a lot of opportunities for him. Aftershock is going to go down. Kiin gets that last auto attack. Chovy finds his way into the backline though. Viper, very, very low. World Ender doesn't get the reset, and the Afrika Freaks have demolished this team fight, and that should be the game. Afrika coming out of the gate so strong. Their match against Jin Air was awful, but this one was beautiful. They picked all their comfort picks. They had a composition that didn't look like it was scaling, but they got the advantages that they needed, and they destroyed the Nexus. Congratulations, Afrika Freaks. One of their first really good victories that we've seen in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, that was just a systematic destruction after they started getting the small advantages in over-aggressive fights needlessly, and they got punished for it.
Oh my god, that face is incredible. As, yeah. Actually, I really enjoyed seeing Kiin back to his old ways as well, really dominating that matchup on the top side of the map, organically got himself a couple of plates and then put the rest of them away after Shelly was taken. In the early stages or the late stages of game number 1, they got to wake up and really participate in game number 2, I feel.
Well, we'll see what they have maybe in store, because game number 1, the draft wasn't an issue at all. It was the lack of greatly reluctant fighters here. They weren't really skirmishing that much last game.
Shout out to Jupiter on Reddit for his beautiful copy pasta of GRF. Greatly reluctant fighters, perfect. But the Camille. Now, Tarzan, were you even looking? There is the piggy there.
What are they? What's everyone doing? There is 4 human brains behind the play on our screen right now.
Well, there's also some brains behind this play also, and that's going to be first blood going over to Griffin. Lehens uses his whole health bar really nicely, but aiming also has a larger one. Oh, that Mystic shot was so incredibly close. Blade Caller comes in, and Viper and Lehens are able to get out. First blood going down. Just in the 2v2 is now Kiin, caught on the top side. Things are gone from bad to worse, but no! He's able to get out, doesn't even need the flash. All right. Not super huge. We're going to see a hook shot, though, as Kiin discovers that Tarzan is waiting in this barrage. Brilliant dodge of the knock-up there as Dread takes the long way round. Ucal's going to teleport in as well. They want to guarantee this as Chovy is going to turn up. All the flashes are now going down. It's 2 kills, 1 on each side, but now Kiin once more. Not going to find it as Sword blocks that one up. 3-1 now is the kill score, and Griffin finally drawing blood in the early game. It's what we've wanted to see for a long time.
Yeah, and Griffin now, they're going to be able to convert this into turret plates. Dread? Oh, we got level 6 off the minions, okay.
Yeah, and finds the ultimate onto Sword. Sword dives in, just grabs the kill. It is going to be the trade. You'd say that's probably worth it if you can get a bit of extra money. He just wanted to go back on that front, but Afrika Freaks can tank the Baron for a really long time. They've got all the shields coming out from Ucal, as Tarzan and Dread are going to find one another. Chovy over the side here, as Dread gets out, and he's into the waiting arms of Sword. And by waiting arms, I mean waiting hammer, and that is a very dead piggy.
All right. It's interesting, they're taking their time.
Exec ultimatum comes in, Kiin's looking for it, heroic entrance comes down. There it is. He's going to be able to get the knock-up. Hookshot's going to be there, and Kiin locks down the kill. It took a long time. I think he was trying to give it over to aiming with the True Shot barrage, but slightly misplaced. Means that Griffin are able to take this Mountain Drake, but Afrika are at least able to put a kill on the board.
They get a kill for themselves. And,
ultimate comes down. It does get popped. Traded. That ward over that river. Allowing Afrika to get some work done here as Viper. He's going to get taken down, and this is the play that you want to see. The Featherstorm on cooldown, just about to come back up, and no flashes or cleanses are going to be enough. As the teleport comes in, getting a teleport out from that one.
Afrika's side, just as well as the overall synergy inside of a straight-up team fight with all the items completed.
All right, in goes Lehens. He's flashed onto aiming, who's going to be able to get out with that QSS. Sending down to half health as Tarzan gets the knock-up. Granted, heroic entrance does basically nothing as Kiin gets into the backline. Griffin have smashed this team fight so far, but the True Shot barrage, such high value, and now it's Griffin on slivers of health. Kiin just barely surviving, but gets himself the big shield. The Featherstorm finally utilized as now aiming dives in. Decent snare comes down, but the hook shot is huge, and Chovy spotted from over this wall. the shields, the healing, and Afrika Freaks are going to claw back the team fight.
And Afrika are in the lead right now. That was one of the best chances.
One more auto. Aiming's going to get it. Doesn't even need it. Finds the Mystic shot. Aiming's really been making a name for himself on this Ezreal. It was notorious versus Jinair, and now it's pretty famous versus Griffin.
Yesterday was also Ezreal Day. Ezreal was the only champion really just standing out consistently, and now here we have it. They are going to play on the control ward vision, but I believe that, obviously Griffin would have seen that Baron was getting hit. Oh man. Yep. We've seen many a teams ruined by this very play.
Well, Tarzan is going to get here. It is most likely going to be a 50-50 unless Afrika decides to turn.
Oh, they got him?
The ult is going to land onto Tarzan, and now Chovy gets himself into the Baron pit. The Baron's targeting the Akali as Kiin gets out of his own ultimatum. In goes Chovy, goes golden afterwards, as well as the Baron's still getting a lot of work done. But he's going to be top traded for mid, and Afrika are still able to move back to this Baron. Sword down to half health. I don't know whether the health bars are in exactly the right position here, as Senon's going to go down as an afterthought. Dread gets over, and now Griffin say thanks for the leech. Dread doesn't have flash, can't get over onto the Baron. It's a disaster for the Afrika Freaks as they just set it up and just booped it on over to Griffin. Well, we're going to go straight back into some action here as the heroic entrance is going to get one knock-off. Good ultimate lands from Dread, but Aiming finds himself into a decent position in the backline. Meanwhile, elsewhere, it's Chovy. The assassination's Aiming's dead as Sword dives on top of him. This game feels like it's just about over. Griffin have found the Baron. They were gifted it by the Afrika Freaks, and it looks like Game 3 is on the menu. Base broken, inhibitor down, and now Minions going to pile towards the Nexus turrets. The last thing standing between Griffin and a victory. Lahan's once again diving forward as Rakan has been great starting off these fights so far today. Is Dread down very, very low. They've got so much damage availability on the Griffin side. Both turrets are dead. Kiin's trying to get something done, but he's just going to die. Black and white screen for the Afrika Freaks as they're going to have to try and run it back in game number 3. Griffin strike back.
And what a peculiar game number 2. Griffin, they were getting so many advantages early on, and then the game went...
And then we're handed a Baron and won. You know? Yeah. Sort of what it felt like. And so still a lot for Griffin to work on as far as this series is concerned, and thankfully we have another game for them to do exactly that.
Well, that just means that the Kaisa giveaway is postponed until... And then she says, but be home by 5:30. You look at the clock, it's 5:20.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, I just got something really good. Never mind.
All right, well, we got one of the pieces here. Corki.
Yeah.
Was picked up.
That's going to be the last pick here.
The sign. Oh. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Now we have many signs.
Whoa. What does it say? Them able to stay on their side of the river. Now trying to push up. There's the flash taunt. They're going to be able to land it. The Cocoon comes in as well, and Dread just snaps up first blood super easily.
Tarzan's going to have...
Yeah, Jungle is going to spot one another. Cocoon is going to save Dread, but the flash in. Repel going to be used, just buying time. Flashes over the wall. Great knock-up comes in. Lahen's is going to be able to grab that kill. So many summoner spells burnt from the support. First package is at 5 minutes now, or is that next package? It's used, aiming.
Yeah, he definitely
not going to get hit by anything right now. Takes a lot of damage, but he's going to be able to offer a lot back as there's the teleports. Tarzan should be going down here. Had the ultimate, but it's not going to save him. True Shot Barrage comes in, does get the smite on the Rift Scuttler as Kiin is desperate to pick up this kill, and the package gets the slowdown, and the Xin Zhao is able to walk away.
Realistically, they can't just bulldoze through a turret. They're caught out right now.
Yeah, double taunt is going to come in. Teleports coming forward from Afrika. They don't want anything to go wrong here as aiming over the wall. Chovy gets to the relative safety of his outer turret, and Griffin successfully disengaged.
Does come at the side of the game here at 24 minutes over an Infernal Dragon.
Look for it. True Shot Barrage only lands onto Sword. Still keeping this one leashed. Tarzan taking a lot of damage. Zenon dives in. Dread's going to steal away the Drake, but now can they steal the fight? Viper is going to grab the first kill to start this one off. Everyone going golden in the middle of this one as Sword gets the reset on the World Ender. Dread taking so much damage from that Blade Caller, and Sword is buying so much time, so much space, but it's not enough. Aiming finally finds his moment, finds his opportunity. The Blade Caller again is huge as Chovy gets the flash, but Aiming still at full health. Tarzan running for the hills. When is that E going to be off cooldown? The Inspire comes in. Aiming does find the autos. The triple kill on this Ezreal. And he's even able to get in here to get some free autos on the inner turret.
Cost him his life.
It did.
So that's like a Disney movie ending.
Feeling a bit anime as well with that particular Ezreal skin after the 3 kills.
야, 여기 자야 조심해라, 우연아.
자야 피 없어, 자야 피 없어.
Kill it, tank turret.
Yep. It is Yukal, certainly the bus driver so far today, because he's been on Karma duty for the last couple of games. And hasn't been doing a lot of damage, but he's been allowing Aiming
Listen,
to smash. Adorable cat pictures all over his Twitter. Shout out to him as Lahen's going to find the grand entrance. Zenin going to get the Justice Punch there. Huge shields, but not huge enough. And that's just the pickoff onto the Galio. Sword now trying to turn this one around. Aiming is still very strong as Chovy trying to get in position. Speaking of in position, Sword, he is going to be able to have the revive. I believe that's his GA though, as the World Ender wasn't actually able to be utilized. Does go down. And the Jace picks up the kill as well. Flashes onto Chovy, who does have a lot of damage available. He does need to be careful as Dread takes down the jungler. Viper is still alive. Chovy's still alive. The Featherstorm is going to be there, but Griffin are just too squishy. And they can't stand up without any of their frontline members available.
and now it looks like Afrika, they're going to turn their attention towards the Baron. Tarzan not alive, neither Sword. No teleport available either. Is it going to be the Baron going over to Afrika? And
Griffin really do need a last-ditch effort on this team fight. Lahen's in position, but is spotted out there by Kiin. True Shot Barrage means that the Aatrox has to go back to the fountain, and that's just as the inhibitor goes down. Griffin, just no triggers to pull. I mean, I feel like they have to, but what are they going to do? What is the option here if they're going to have their front line just chunked out this whole time? And Griffin watch as their base falls apart.
It looks like Afrika, they're going to keep playing this super
It didn't start raining, it started dragoning.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Well, it's raining for Griffin. They got the open Drake.
But they did manage to get this pick up onto Kiin potentially, but no, the hero's entrance is going to come down. Kiin's still very, very low, but no World Ender Joy is going to come in, and Kiin had that stopwatch plus a gigantic Inspire Shield coming out of Yukal. Afrika did manage to get the turnaround, and Viper, not enough Feather Storms, gonna keep him alive after this one. Afrika have done it. First it was Gen G, now the Afrika Freaks have beaten Griffin in back-to-back games, and it reminds us of what happened, I believe, in the spring season towards the end. That was exactly what happened to Griffin heading towards those finals.
Right after the long break, too, is what ended up happening. So, Griffin, they're going to fall here today, and Afrika pick up a much-needed win.
They did.
It's against,
Sandbox is now our outright first-place team here in the LCK. Really interesting. Griffin, they do have these moments. They do have these weeks where some meta read went wrong, like they didn't find certain opportunities.
The drafts are always interesting for Griffin. You know, typically it tends to be that way.